That is pretty awesome. And I'm just looking at the other matches. Sion is currently 1-0 up against Vamp. So we have 1-0s on every side except for this one. So it looks like if this game goes as quick as the other ones, we may be jumping in on a final match, possibly, of the of one of the other two.
I would certainly be up for that. They're all exciting matchups. It's been such a shame that I wasn't able to be here earlier. I've been so psyched for the UK Pro League since its inception.
Indeed. Been looking very much forward to it. So this is going to be fun. Players are ready, and we are heading in to the next game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whirlwind. And Jesse, would you like to do the intros?
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whirlwind, we have the currently teamless Protoss. His name is Dez. And opposing him, in the upper left-hand corner, we have, representing Team Edification Empire, the Red Protoss, Spida!
Now, I'm looking forward to this game. I have been, as I said, I've been looking forward to seeing Dez play to see if he still has it, and he definitely does. And Spida has always been an incredible player. And the fact they are 1-1, like you said, we could be seeing them go for something a bit more macro style, a bit less risky, because they don't want to risk it in a situation. Or, for the same reason, we could be seeing just a 4-gate or something similar, with them not wanting to take the risk.
This is Whirlwind, so if you're going to do some kind of macro build, this is definitely the map to do it on.
Indeed, this is the most likely one we will see. It's very easy to take an expansion here, due to the fact it takes an absolute eternity to get from one side to the other. Can you imagine what it would be like if you could actually spawn on any of the bases in this map? Like, not just the corner ones, just any of the bases.
Yeah. That would be kind of insane. Anyway, we can already tell a few things from what the players are doing with how quickly Spida's scouting. He wants to know exactly where Dez is. Dez, less bothered. Dez is just going for this build. Obviously, both players throwing down that double gas. Completely unsurprising in a PvP situation. But Dez seems to be less bothered about where his opponent's spawning, and just seems happier to go through with his build and just assume he'll be able to find him and kill him in short order afterwards.
Indeed, or it could be the fact that Dez is going for a macro build and just doesn't care where his opponent is, because he doesn't intend on finding him yet.
That would be a little risky, though. To go for a macro build without scouting your opponent, without knowing what's coming at you, I don't think either player is going to be in that kind of mood. Whereas at least if you're going for something a bit strong and a bit aggressive, if your opponent's doing that as well, you should have enough units to defend. So I've got a feeling that's what Dez is up to, and I'd imagine Spida doing much the same with that second gate going down. Although Spida now getting the scout off, he's going to see everything that's happening. Sees at this point no second gate. So if a second gate is coming down, Dez is certainly putting it down a little bit later than you would expect.
Indeed, that is definitely the case. But I'm just really interested to see how they're going to attack. So Spida did have his probe over near Dez for a while there, but chose not to really push in and make any final push with it. Instead, he's just going to move it around and look for a better place to throw down his forward pylon. It's all about where he has his forward pylon. Where he has his probe here, it's an okay place. Let's like to be scouted, but it's a long way away.
I'm wondering something, Tetra. We've got a Twilight Council going down in the main base of Spida.
Oh, we do as well.
Could we see Spida throw down a pylon there and throw down the Dark Shrine there?
I think we could. It's very possible.
It's now getting a bit late for that to happen, though.
Yeah, the mothership core has gone past, so it's not going to see it. It's patrolling a completely wrong area. The problem with going DTs at this point, it's going in the main base. So that's area, that probe there is just going to be for a forward pylon, but it will be seen by this mothership core. Oh, did they actually see it? I don't know.
Yes, it did. It just caught it on the edge of the vision. Des trying to put down a forward pylon off his own, but Spider's 3 stalkers are going to see it. However, Des also aware of that forward pylon. And Dez's Stargate is up now, although at this point we have nothing building out of it. And, well, Des is just going to deal with that forward pylon. So a bit of a strange situation now, where both players' forward pylons were scouted, and perhaps plans needing to be changed very quickly afterwards.
Indeed. The issue I have currently with what Spida is doing is the way PvP is at the moment. It's so risky to go with DTs, because if your opponent either makes a Robo or a Stargate at this point, they can detect it. Even if they've made a Forge, if they can get a cannon down, they're in a fairly good position to defend against DTs. So the only time you're ever going to be, the DTs are really going to be viable is if you can sneak past all that stuff, force your opponent to not have enough money to build it, or if they've gone pure gateway.
Indeed. As you see, the Stargate is done right now. Just one Void Ray for Des, being rallied out to meet the army. And right now, Des with that pylon halfway across the map, controlling the Zelnaga watchtower as well. And Spida with no forward pylon is kind of running out of options here, which is why he's going for this expansion. Don't know how well that's going to work, though, with a lot of stalkers right now out for Des.
Indeed, this DT needs to do something. It's just charged straight through the army, so it's not going to be used in the engagement here. Instead, it's going straight to the other side of the map to try and do some counter damage. That's, I think, might have been a mistake.
I think Des has seen that, because he's immediately started making an Oracle.
He probably saw his stalkers get rumpled around it, so I think you may be right. So, but in the meantime, though, Des easily has enough units here to push through. I would like to see Spida try and warp in some defensive DTs, because if Des is defending at home, he's not going to have the detection up at front there. No, he's warping in stalkers instead of the DT. Just going to go for the flat-out attack. DT is in the main base. No, the Oracle's being rallied across the map rather than being used to defend. Photon Overcharge has been activated, focusing on the Void Ray. Void Ray does not go, there it goes, does go down, but the Mothership Core is now down for Spida, and he's very far behind the Stalkers. DT finally goes down, Oracle finally being used for detection, the Photon Overcharge killing it off, but a couple drones did go down, but Spida is still in a very difficult to defend position. Des has a 10 supply lead, the expansion of Spida was killed off, and Des just has a really powerful armor and he needs to push through. Spida needs to be so good at defending this.
The thing for Des is, though, he moved up into that main base. He tried to engage, but a Photon Overcharge forced him out. And now, Spida does have 2 sentries. So if he waits too long, he's going to easily find himself force-fielded out. Or, even worse, having your army force-fielded in half and picked off a piece at a time. So Des is going to have to be very careful how he engages. I could almost see him going for a self-contained and then expanding behind it and maybe trying to use the Oracles for harass later in the game once Spida tries to do the same.
I think it's more likely that Des will push in now, and if it fails, he will go for the soft contain and expand behind it, because Des does have the army advantage here. So he will try to do at least something and push in. It's just a question of whether it works. These sentries are going to be all important. Charge is about halfway complete, and there are immortals on the way for Spida. If he can get those into the battle as soon as possible, he could have a chance if the Zealots hold it back. It's going to be very difficult. If Spida can fully engage here with immortals, he could have a good chance. And here we go, Zealots being a bit careless here, not using the Oracle for the high ground vision well enough. I think there was an observer somewhere, but it's buggered off somewhere in the distance. Oracle is going to attempt to sneak into the main base to try and do some harassment here, which could draw the army out of position. No Stalkers engaged. He's pulling back his army to try and deal with this Oracle. If Des sees this, he could counterattack it. Currently, only the Zealots getting ready. Oracle is coming in, sees the armies there, and Des has entered the base. There's no stopping him now. It's all about his Immortal. The majority of the army has been trapped away from the Immortal. The Immortal takes so much damage. The hardened shields are down. The Immortal goes down, and this is catastrophic now for Spida. Forcefields have trapped the majority of the army against the Zealots. Zealots doing some damage, but a lot of them are trapped behind Stalkers right now. Stalkers finally moving forward. Des is being pushed back. There's a lot of Zealots here, but more Stalkers coming in to reinforce for Des right now. The supplies are slightly evening up. The Oracle is now focusing down the sentry. And there are some nice forces. I can't tell whose forces there are. I think there's one of each. Some Stalkers traps, some Zealots traps, and some Zealots will die, but the Stalkers of Des did also die. And somehow Spider's alive, and it's actually almost evened it up in that trade.
Yeah, it certainly did. Spida just with getting a bit lucky there. If earlier Des had used that Oracle to start to clear those Zealots, I think he'd have torn through. But as it was, the Oracle was sat off to the side, not helping during the engagement, and Spida was somehow just able to force him back with good use of the force fields, good use of the Zealots, and now DT's up in the main. DT coming in from behind as well to try and do some damage, but not going to get anything done for Spida. The Oracle still alive, still has that Envision ability.
Indeed, there is an Archon joining the battle to try and deal with these Zealots. Not many Stalkers here anymore, though. Stalkers very good against Archons. More Zealots being warped in for Spida. They're all that's really keeping him alive right now. But he's moving out. He's trying to break this here. The Archon tanking a lot of damage here. Zealots going to have to deal with these Stalkers, but the Oracle doing so much damage. Oracle being killed off. There is now no detection, so I would love... No, the Oracle's still alive. It does manage to escape out of there. I would love to see some DTs being warped in now, but if he could get rid of that Oracle. But the thing is, there's so many Stalkers here for Des. Good job by Spida here, sniping off the weak ones. Need to bring those Zealots at the back of the natural expansion into there so that he can engage into this. No, he's just going to retreat into his main base for now, where he has the positioning advantage. Zealots do have the charge, so they're going to do some damage. Oracle coming in, going to try and do that extra damage, going to be used as detection. Needs to snipe that off and then start warping in DTs, but he doesn't have much gas. He's pulled it all off in order to get the minerals. He has so little gas mining right now, and Des now has Zealots of its own. Good force field keeping the rest of the Stalkers out. And Spida is going to stay alive, does there's a pylon, but he is still alive and does actually have enough Stalkers to engage this directly. But Des is just reinforcing so quickly right now. More Zealots being warped in for Spida. This is looking very scary right now, and Des is now beginning to get a severe supply lead. He's looking very good at the moment. Zealots once again engaging, smashing back Des, but Des's supply is so far ahead right now. It's 50 to 29. And there's just not enough warp-ins coming in for Spida. He's not able to build units quick enough. He has the minerals, but not enough gateways to really support it. Probes having to be pulled. Needs to send them back to mining as soon as possible. Needs some more gas. That's really what he needs in order to get enough Stalkers to help deal with this. He easily has enough minerals coming in for the Zealots he needs to help defend against this. He needs some more range damage.
Yeah, Des is really just building up a nice army now outside of his base. We're going to see another confrontation soon. The probes not going to be too useful with two Oracles helping to attack. The probes and the Zealots are going to fall very, very quickly. And once those are gone, there just isn't enough left for Spida to defend this. Des is just keeps poking. For me, he really just needs to get some units in and then go. Just don't give Spida a chance to build up a nice defense. Don't give his sentry a chance to build energy. Just get in there, smash him, break the back of him, and finish this game out and advance to the next round.
What I would like to see is Des has been building quite a lot of Oracles at this point. I would like to see him stop Oracle production and build at least one Phoenix. Because Spida at this point has been making about one sentry each time. If a Phoenix comes in and lifts up that sentry, then suddenly Spida's in a horrible position.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good strategy. See, now Des is at this point where he's waited a bit too long to force this confrontation, and we've got a sentry with energy ready to try and catch that army, try and split it in half, and if he can do that, there is definitely still a chance Spida can hold this. And the way Spida's been playing, you know, he's been able to hold quite well so far, just managing to keep himself alive every single time, and somehow stay in this game.
Is that a DT in this space right now? No, that's the observer. I was about to say that DT, if it got out there, was sneaky.
No, but Des, I think, doing the wise move. Okay, he's decided it's well past time to try and force the engagement. Just put down the expansion. You've got more than enough units there, especially with those sentries, to contain Spida in his main base. You force Spida to pull probes as well, which he still has pulled, so you have that advantage as well. And now it's time to just expand macro up, especially since he has no actual minerals left in his main base, which is always a problem as a Protoss player when you can't mine.
Indeed, it's going to be a bigger problem though for Spida. He does have DTs. He's just making Archons right now. He needs the splash damage to deal with the Zeds. He had one Archon already, second one already here, but Stalker's very good at dealing with Archons. This is all going to be about how they engage. But as you said, both running out of money. Oh, when did that come out?
This is a good idea from Spida. One more prism. He needs that to not be spotted, and he needs Dez to stay here with his full army. If he can get that done, but Dez wisely has
fly over the pylon.
The ship core.
It's gonna fly over the pylon anyway. I think it may be spotted. Nope, it's in the natural. You want to keep sending that anywhere? Yeah, there we go. He's gonna use that, I think, as a sort of two-pronged attack, maybe? Yes, he's using it as a two-pronged attack kind of thing. He's gonna try and sandwich Dez's army here. This could work. Warp against Zealots. It's gonna be Zealots from the back. Ooh, this could be very, very interesting. He's gonna engage with everything. I think it's gonna bring the pros.
He has to go soon because he has no more mineral production. He has enough to make 2 more Zealots, and that's it. Once these are warped in, he has to attack. We are 20 minutes in, and this match is still going on. What is essentially one base versus one base, although Dez has 2. He is still only managing to mine from 1 at a time. So Spida has no other options. He has to attack now. There's nothing left to wait for.
Oracles has to oh, force field by Dez. That's really going to put a squash on Spida's strategy. He can't engage here. There we go. He's using the Archons across the force fields. Zealot's attacking from the back. And the main army attacking from the front, forcing Dez back. But he's just passing straight through the Zealots, just crushing through them. The Archon's not able to do the damage. More Zealots being warped in. He's going to try and do his own little flank maneuver here against Spida. Just microing against these Zealots. Archon's doing a lot of damage here, but here come the Oracles. We're going to see some Pulsar Beam against these units here. There's the Pulsar Beam against this Archon. Another Archon coming in from the high ground. And here come the probes! Will it be enough?
With the Zealots cleared up.
Left, right and centre. Zealots being warped in. Force fields are all gone. And here come the Zealots attacking the Stalkers. Probes finally going down. Last Archon goes down. And there's the GG. Dez is our first qualified player from the UK Pro League Season 1.